Alrighty guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where we're going to be talking about Tidus and Barret. Both of these two characters are going to be getting force enhancements and a rework. Barret shall be receiving his C90 and Tidus shall be receiving his FR weapon. Also included in this banner is going to be Queen, who will only be receiving force enhancements. We are going to be focusing on Tidus and Barret in this video, so I'm going to let you guys know whether or not they are actually worth chasing for in the upcoming banner. I'm going to be going over the FR conditions for Tidus, letting you guys know some characters that will help out in meeting his FR conditions. Not only that, but I'm also going to be talking about whether you really should pull for his FR weapon depending on some of the previous FR weapons that have recently released in Global DFFOO. So we're going to be talking about all of that in this video. So let me know what your plans are going to be for the upcoming banner, for the upcoming raid event. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we'll first start off with Barret's reworked his skill 1, which gains 2 uses. It turns into an 8-hit ranged brave plus an HP attack 2 times. His skill 2 gains 2 uses as well. It turns into a 6-hit AoE ranged brave plus an AoE HP attack 3 times. With his C90, his EX ability turns into a 5-hit AoE ranged brave plus an AoE HP attack 4 times. His EX buff now adds a 50% critical brave damage up. His follow-up attack becomes a 6-hit ranged brave plus an HP attack 3 times. And his C65 got extended to 7 turns and adds a 15% party attack up and a 20% party brave damage cap up. Now for Tidus, his skill 1, and this also includes the plus version, rework turns into a 5-hit melee brave plus an HP attack 2 times. His skill 2 slash combo and the plus version turns into a 6-hit melee brave plus an HP attack 2 times. The slash attack or the plus version of it turns into a 6-hit melee brave plus an HP attack. His LD ability now turns into a 4-hit AoE melee brave plus an AoE HP attack 4 times. His shot now turns into a 6-hit ranged brave plus an HP follow-up attack 2 times. Jack shot turns into a 4-hit AoE ranged brave plus a single target HP attack 3 times. His EX passive adds a 80% brave damage up, a 40% brave gains up, and a 40% stolen and gained max brave overflow up. Now his FR ability with Ceodore as his partner is a 6-hit range brave plus an HP attack 4 times that has instant turn rate and deals weakness brave damage to debuff targets. Now his FR conditions are as follows. You will increase the HP damage bonus by 15% when the party attacks a debuff target, which Tidus is able to inflict debuffs, and a 30% increase whenever the party uses an instant turn rate ability, which Tidus does have via his LD ability. But we'll talk about some of the other characters that do help in meeting both of these two conditions. So is Tidus and or Barret worth chasing for in the upcoming banner? So we're going to start off with Barret. Barret, I think he's an average character. Like, I really don't see anything too spectacular about him. Like, really the only time that I would use Barret would be as an LD call ability, because it does provide with a party-wide critical hit rate up. In general though, like if you were to use Barret on the team, he definitely got the HP dumps that he was missing with his like base kit, like his skill 1, skill 2, and his EX, because his LD ability definitely has 9, or not 9, but 10 HP dumps in total. But the thing is though, it's only 1 brave hit in between those 10 HP dumps, and that's about it. And the other biggest con about him, aside from his LD, even though his LD really just does not increase it by that much, but in my opinion, the biggest con about Barret is going to be that he really does not recover brave in between HP attacks. Like his LD ability, which is the only one that actually does, only increases it by 10%. And normally when it comes to a lot of these other characters that we got going on, at the minimum they will increase it by at least 20%, maybe sometimes higher than that. So for Barret to have that and only on one of his abilities is not really all that. Like, he has the brave hits, he has the HP dumps now, and even his follow-up now deals 3 HP dumps, which is great because I feel like that is something that he's been needing for quite a while now. But like, if you're wanting for Barret to actually like dish out some pretty good damage, then I feel like he definitely needs some type of support that will help him in recovering Brave in between HP attacks, which of course there are plenty of characters that are out in the game right now that is able to do that. So really, that's like my biggest con about him. But like, overall though, is he chase worthy? I'm going to say no. If you do manage to get his LD weapon, you know, it's actually not a bad thing to build up his LD so you can get access to that LD call ability, because that can come in handy for future fights whenever you need to deal critical hit Brave damage, and that can actually help you out in having that active on the team. So Barret, in my opinion, I would say you could probably pass up on him. I don't really think you need him just yet. The next time that he does get his LD weapon reran is going to be with the Jesse event that actually released in JP not too long ago. So it's going to be a couple of months from now until his LD weapon gets reran. So if you're needing a call ability really that provides the party with critical hits rate up, then I would maybe throw some tickets to go for his LD, but I wouldn't go too crazy for it. Now with Tidus does get a pretty good rework in my opinion. Now I know that his skill 1 and skill 2 only deal 2 HP dumps, but you have to remember that his shot follow-up attack now deals 2 HP dumps, so that's going to be 4 HP dumps in total, and by the time he is using Jack Shot, that's going to be an additional one, so that'll be 5 HP dumps in total, which is great. And especially if you do have his BT effect active, then I mean, you're basically just getting like double of the follow-ups that you are going to be dishing out with Tidus, depending on the amount of stacks that you have on his overhead. So overall, in terms of the HP damage that he now deals onto the enemies, I think it is pretty solid. Now, when it comes to his FR, I mean, the percentages may not be as crazy high as Cam's if you are the player that are taking advantage of the fact that he can actually get some very high HP damage bonus percentages with the correct calls or characters on your team setups and whatnot. Then I don't blame you if you have actually considered not pulling for his FR, or if you have considered pairing him up with Cam, so that way Tidus can dish out some very good numbers while you have Cam's FR ability active. And I could definitely see a lot of players doing that. Like, I myself was actually considering doing something like that for showcase purposes. But for those who may not have that type of setup, especially to, like, let's say like my free-to-play players or to any newer players, Tidus's FR is actually not a bad pickup in my opinion, because like, one, he does meet both conditions. Tidus is able to inflict debuffs, and he does have instant turn rate with his LD and his skill 1. Plus, there are other characters that do have some type of instant turn rate ability where they gain an additional turn, especially for those characters who, let's say, like break an enemy and they actually gain an additional turn that way. Then those characters actually count for that HP damage bonus condition for Tidus's FR. So a few examples that would actually help out with his second condition. I'm not going to be going over characters for the first condition because like there was plenty of characters out there right now that is able to inflict debuffs, so there's really no reason for me to talk about it. But if you are curious about it, especially for my newer players, then I will link the link that I am about to look over right now down in a pinned comment, and if you want to check it out. But for characters who are able to get that instant turn rate regardless of whatever form it is that they are able to obtain it, you have Cloud of Darkness, you have Palom, you have Locke, you do have Terra, Shadow, you have Tidus himself. You also have Arden, Noctis, Ida, Lightning, and you know, the list goes on. Like, there are other characters, but I'm not going to be naming every single one of them in this video. Like I said, that link will be down in the pinned comment if you want to check that out. So there are characters that is able to help in meeting that second condition, and as long as you have debuffs on the target, then I mean, you're pretty much getting an easy 45% so long as you are able to meet both of them. So like overall though, like one of the biggest reasons I would say to pull for Tidus's FR weapon, and if by chance you don't have the correct setup for Cam to gain those big HP damage bonus percentages, is going to be to take him into Transcendence 10, because Transcendence 10 you are going to need an FR. So if by chance you have Cam's FR, then you could probably pass up on Tidus's FR. If you don't have Cam's FR, but if you're wanting to pull for Tidus's FR, then I would personally recommend it, because again, you are going to need an FR for Transcendence 10 because of the insane healing that boss does after you reach a certain percentage. And best believe, if you don't believe me, go look up some gameplay, because like the healing from that boss is like stupid. So an FR is definitely required for that fight, and I would think, or at least from my experience, Tidus's FR is actually not a bad choice to actually use for Transcendence 10, of course depending on what type of setup you got going on as well. So you know, that's a few things to consider here and there. But overall though, like, is Tidus's FR required? If you already have Cam, and if you are planning to use the hell out of Cam's FR ability, and you are going to pair up other upcoming units who are going to be getting a rework and whatnot, like example like Tidus, then I would say you could probably pass up on Tidus, especially if you're going to be using Cam's FR for Transcendence 10, then you can probably hold off on it. But if you are needing an FR, you haven't had any luck just yet with Cam's FR, or if you just decided to pass up on it and you wanted to pick up his FR ability, his FR ability is actually not bad. It's definitely more so for him, and I in my opinion, I think it's an FR ability, weapon, whichever one of the two, that is actually worth picking up, especially for like future Shinryu fights, or at least until, like, let's say you are going to be pulling for an FR that is going to be coming up later down the line. So but yeah guys, other than that, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and yeah, that's going to be it. So take care guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.